My name's Elliot Thomas. I'm a lobster fisherman from Yarmouth, Maine, and we're sitting on the Little John Wharf in Yarmouth. I've been lobstering for 23 years. You know, there's nothing like getting up in the morning and going to this. There's an old saying about pulling lobster traps. You know, pulling a lobster trap is like opening a Christmas present. You never know what you're going to get. The water temperature has been warming. I can document since 2001. We have temperature probes that we leave on the bottom for the whole summer. Probably over the period of time, it's gone up on the bottom maybe 3 or 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you look up and down the coast, pretty much everybody's probes are going up. Back in the 80s and 90s, most winters it was frozen all the way across the Chesapeake, and yet you just don't see that ice that we saw not that long ago. I mean, lobsters have a temperature range that they can live in, and you always fear that the water will get warm, too warm. That doesn't bode well for the future if the water keeps warming up here. In order for a lobster to grow, because they have a hard shell, they have to shed, or we call it shed. I guess properly you call it molt. You know, in the past, you always could count on cheddars, good crop of cheddars by the 4th of July. And in the past few years, there hasn't really been that good crop. We have had so much more rain than we've ever had. I mean, we're 10 inches above normal this year. We were 10 inches above normal last year. And back in, I think, '98, we had just terrible rains, and that really affected the shed that year. It drove it way out into deeper water. We see the water getting warm, we see a lot of rain, we see differences in the shed based on that. It seems to me that if variations in weather from year to year make a difference on the lobster fishery, that if there's long-term changes, that will begin to make a very big difference to the industry. If the lobster fishery collapsed, it could make a really, I mean, it could change Maine.